day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with a bookcase. With Morsels of a Thought, number 1558. I come to you on consecutive days, no holidays, no breaks. I come to you every morning, my time, 5:10 a.m., and I come to try to make you have a great day. Now, knowing what to do is called wisdom. And then actually the doing of it is called virtue. And I'd like to bring more virtue into the world. So I give you every day a different theme, including women dating men on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is the rules, TR Tuesday, TR Thursday. Wednesdays, words and wisdom, quotes. Saturdays, a series. Sundays, I'm debating. It's a story, I think it is. And then Mondays is for miscellaneous. I've got a business mortgage Monday right now. So, anyway, okay, we're smoking right now. Smoking as in being on fire. We're doing all kinds of different materials. Okay, so Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider wrote the rules a while ago, many years ago. Not that many years ago. It was like right before the turn of the century. And then they wrote the rules too. So now when you buy the rules, time-tested secrets for capturing the heart of Mr. Right, and more rules to live and love by, you can buy them in one volume called All the Rules. All the rules. Put in the word all the rules, and you'll remember that it's about an inch thick. These are about half an inch thick, the original books, but when they concatenate them, they're an inch thick. It's all the rules instead of just the rules. So, I know that at least Thrift Books has it confused. So if you try to look for all the rules, sometimes they give you the one book. You have to look for all the rules and insist on that word, okay? And then they wrote the rules for marriage. They wrote the rules for marriage. Time-tested secrets, time-tested secrets for making your marriage work. And it is very effective. I got married on that. I got married. I eventually got divorced because I found out something different about the guy that I didn't know. But oh goodness. Hi, Michelle Morgan. Nice to see you here. It's good to see you here. Then soon after, like in this last decade or so, they wrote Not Your Mother's Rules, the new secrets for dating for people who have technology. And then after that, they wrote the Rules Handbook. We have read through this book. We have read through these books, and we are reading through them over again because they give you information that it's better to stay at home and read the rules than it is to go out and break them. Have you heard that? That came in a different one. It's not sitting right here, but they have different volumes of other books here. I can't leave out the journal. You buy the journal and you are able to write down the red flags and pink flags and anything about the date that's worthy of note. Like, oh, he bought me flowers on my first date, or he put a rose on my car seat, or he told his sister things about me, then that's a red flag. So things like that. So yeah, big time red flag. Oh God, that was really okay. So now a bookmark and some content about the authors. I wanted to talk about the authors because that's in the book over here, and we haven't read that part yet. About the authors, Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider met in New York City circa 1990 when they were in their mid-20s and became fast friends. Ellen had an accounting degree and was studying for her master's in social work, and Sherrie was a journalist. Both were career women who were told, you can do anything you want. in business and romance. They were never told that men and women are equal but different, that feminism didn't change biology, that men love a challenge, and that women need to play hard to get the guy. Ellen got married first, having learned the rules, a set of dating do's and don'ts from a popular high school girl who told her that you can't chase guys the way you chase your career. He has to notice you and ask you out. Ellen initially thought there were no rules or that rules were silly, but then used the rules to catch her husband. She then shared these secrets with Sherrie, who was originally on the fence because she was more career driven, but became sold as well. And let me tell you, when I read the rules the first time, it was because I had a bad breakup and my friend lent me the book. And I read the book page by page and said, "Oh God, I can't believe this. No. Oh no, this isn't true. Oh, for God's sake, what are they saying? No, this is not feminism. No." And I kept on reading it through and saying, "No, no, 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 no." And I put little post-its on it, like little tiny ones that are like the version of this except for a quarter the size. And I put them in the pages because this was not my own book. It was a borrowed book. So I put them on the pages, and then one day I held the book on its side, and I realized the post-its were just as thick that you couldn't see between them because I put so many post-its on. So I said, "All right, I better buy the book." So I walked down to Kepler's, which was in Menlo Park, and um, famous bookstore over there, and I bought the book, and then I transferred all the post-its over to my volume, and I returned the other book, and I was going, "Oh my God, these are right. You're right. It's horrible. It's right. Ah, I've been doing everything wrong." That's what I said. So, yes. Having personally experienced that the rules work, they became passionate about helping other women use them to solve their dating problems. In addition, they shared a love for sitcoms: I Love Lucy, Friends, Mad About You, and Seinfeld, Chinese food, swimming, and analyzing romantic TV shows and movies for rules and non rules behavior. In the late 1980s, early 1990s, they noticed a frightening epidemic or pandemic of sorts on TV and in real life. Smart, attractive, nice women were knocking themselves out, asking men out, planning dates, paying for drinks or dinner, or going Dutch, moving in, decorating men's apartments, and getting little or nothing in return, certainly not a proposal. That was true. Single women were wasting time with the wrong men. Buyer beware men, men they pursued and spoiled, and unavailable or married men. Or breaking rules, calling too much, seeing men 24/7, and being codependent or controlling with men who initially pursued them and getting hurt. It was like the Wild West with dating. That was so true. I was in college at the time, and the same thing. Yeah. I'm only about 5 years younger than the authors. They felt this female aggressive behavior inevitably backfired and had to be stopped. They believed the rules was not a game, but a spiritual game plan. I don't know why this alarm keeps going off on my Apple. Find one's soulmate. They matter of factly told women that the only way to know if a guy likes you is to look to the left and look to the right and see who won't leave you alone. Who's calling? Who's asking you out? That's the guy who likes you. It was radical advice compared to the therapy oriented books on the market telling women to reach out first because he's probably busy with his new job. That's why you haven't heard from him. Ellen and Sherrie felt that women were being fed lies by well meaning family, friends, fervent feminists, and so called relationship experts, and believed that the rules was the real truth about dating. The dynamic duo took calls morning, noon, and night and met weekly with friends and friends of friends at a Chinese restaurant on the Upper East Side, much like Sex and the City before Sex and the City. Every girl would bring her dating problem to the table and was told what to do or not to do. A bathing suit for your birthday after a year of dating. We don't think it's from Bloomingdale's. It should be. Hold on. Oh, here. It should be jewelry. Next. Or he wants you to go on an overseas business trip with him on the third date? No way. Don't be flattered. A week away should be your honeymoon. They were like secret sociologists at dinners, weddings, and other social events, determining who liked whom and whether a couple was meant to be or doomed. Everything was based on variations of how they met and who spoke to whom first. Friends of friends, friends of friends started calling with rules questions. I want to pause to say that I have met couples who were doomed. I haven't said anything, but they go, "Oh, she's after him and probably spoke to him first." You kind of see these things now. Anyway, so back to the authors. But when these women went on actual dates, they became nervous and could barely remember anything. So they started writing important rules on the palm of their hands, such as end the date first. At this point, Ellen was married with children and couldn't handle all the calls, so she told Sherrie that they should write a rules dating book, like an instruction manual. Sherrie became engaged soon after and was one of many rules success stories, proving that the playing hard to get philosophy worked. The first rules book was published in 1995 and became a #1 New York Times bestseller. Personally, Yin Yang read it in 1997. It's my Bible for dating. Ellen and Sherrie did the usual media tour, culminating in a trip to London to be on the Richard and Judy morning show, the equivalent of Kelly and Ryan. It was July 1st, 1996, Princess Di's 35th birthday. Julia Carling, a TV presenter, announced that she was sending the bestseller to Princess Di and circled the chapter, "Don't Date a Married Man," as it was rumored that Di was flirting with Julia's rugby player husband. The British tabloids ran the story, and Page Six picked it up. Everyone wanted to know what book Princess Di was sent for her birthday. Every TV show, from Oprah to the Today Show, and every newspaper and magazine contacted them. In fact, People magazine offered to make the rules their cover story if Ellen and Sherrie gave them photos of their husbands and children. They said no because being famous didn't change their morals. They believed in protecting their family's privacy and still do. Support groups sprang all over. Oh, I should say also, in the Not Your Mother's Rules, their daughters chime in. So there are blocks of daughters' advice that apply to the current generation. Because this was half a generation ago, seriously. Support groups sprung all over. Rules girls met in their apartments or coffee shops and libraries in cities around the world to discuss the new dating Bible. Women wrote Ellen and Sherrie lengthy handwritten letters asking for specific solutions to their situations. So the co authors became dating coaches as well, offering private, phone, and email consultations. They also ran seminars and courses training rules girls to become certified coaches, as well as how to become more confident and charming to counteract the badass movement that was becoming popular. Now, Yin Yang is not a coach. I'm a rules buddy. I read the contents of the rules books. I am not a rules coach. So I can recommend you two coaches that I am very close with. One is Shannon Powless on Facebook. You go to the rules group and advice for dating and real life. That's a good site to go to. Shannon Powless operates that site. And then Edna McIntosh, who operates a phone call on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 o'clock Pacific time. So it's 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific time on Tuesdays and Sundays, Edna McIntosh. And you can go and find the phone number. You can find the phone number online, but when I remember to, I shall put them in the comments here. Okay, so becoming famous, they were parodied on Saturday Night Live and mentioned dozens of times on TV shows and sitcoms, didn't change their raison d'etre. Ellen and Sherrie, or Shellen, as fans like to call them, were still all about helping the single girl get and keep the guy. In fact, when they went back to London 10 years later to speak at the O2 venue, they ran back to their hotel room to do a radio show and call all 50 women who left messages about their dating dilemmas on their answering machine. Ellen and Sherrie remain best friends and business partners. They speak several times a day to discuss clients' situations and dating trends, celebrity relationships that they can use to teach the rules in their courses and on social media. They frequently post success stories on Facebook and Instagram to show women that the rules still work and to counteract all the bad dating advice out there. It's 2023. Of course, you can ask a man out. This was when they published this one and on September 12th, which was my birthday. Ha ha ha. It's 2023. Of course, you can ask a man out and follow him on Instagram first. No. Some women simply refuse to accept that men and women are different. They want to believe that the fantasy that they can do anything they want with the opposite sex and succeed. If only that were true. Ask any man. John Clark, you know this. You know this. And Ted, Tom, Tom Krebs. Tom Krebs. I want to say. Anyway. Ellen and Sherrie are frequently invited to their clients' weddings, but they decline because they're like Spanx, not to be seen or heard. They still get letters from and fan mail from clients thanking them for their wonderful husbands and children, or for ending things with a married man, or getting over an ex. Generation X and millennials call, email, and text with questions about dating with Facebook, Instagram, and other social media. No, friending you on Facebook is not a date or relationship. Today, Ellen and Sherrie are both married with children and have helped millions of women around the world do the rules. Ellen and Sherrie continue to help women with confidence and self esteem, dressing for men in person and online makeovers, including clothes, makeup, and hair, dating and marriage, and the Rules Handbook, more dating and marriage rules, plus rules for friends, family, they continue to be passionate about their playing hard to get mission. They have been approached by producers to do a reality show, and Paramount Pictures optioned the movie rights. Stay tuned. Ooh, wow, that's really good. So anyway, let's go into some content here with the rules. Let me get some out here. Did I put it down? Yeah, I left it there. Okay, let's pull out a book. The rules for marriage. I shall pull this book out and we shall read a rule out of here right now. Okay, I'm going to pick one. I'm just going to pick one. Keep up your own interests. Have a life. It's on page 16. I'm going to flip to page 16. All right. This is rule number 4 for the rules for marriage, time tested secrets for making your marriage work. Keep up your own interests. Have a life. Some women make their husbands their whole life when they get married and drop many of the things that made them interesting in the first place. Some lose interest in their careers or stop working altogether. Some see less of their family and friends, and others cut back on interests and activities, including exercise. This is a mistake that we would like to help you avoid. We have encountered many women who became half a person in their marriage and came to regret it later. I'm going to read the first and last paragraphs, and I'm going to read the first and last sentence of every paragraph because we're short on time right now. And you can find it in this book yourself, and it will still make sense when I read it the way I'm going to read it right now. Right after Amy married Phil, she quit her job as a real estate agent to concentrate on getting pregnant, learning how to cook, and decorating their house. He started making plans with the guys once a week to shoot hoops or go out for drinks. Amy was hurt and angry. Amy learned a painful but important lesson. Many men will be flattered or even encourage their wives to drop friends or activities for them, only to lose interest in them when they do. They like it when you've got other things going on besides them and have to fight a little for your attention. Have you ever noticed that your husband wants to talk to you the most when you're on the phone or in the middle of something, as opposed to when you're eager to talk or just sitting around doing nothing or waiting for him to come home? If you listen to what a man thinks he wants and make him your whole life, he will get bored and pull back, and you will feel hurt and regret it. Husbands get bored when women only concentrate on them, says Nancy, who made that very mistake in her first year of marriage. I'm going to read the last paragraph right now. Last two paragraphs. Okay. No, I'll just go back to this. Okay. I feel better about myself and my personality is more interesting. So he's more attracted to me. And now when we're together, he really appreciates me, she said. You need to have a life of heart from your husband. Being happily married means finding a balance of togetherness and independence. Women who stop living their lives or depend too much on their husbands for companionship or decision making end up feeling unhappy and unfulfilled, and their husbands know it. Don't let this happen to you. So, what I did was I read the first and last sentence of the first four paragraphs, and then I read the last paragraph, and you get the gist of this. Men don't really want to have you sitting around waiting for them, especially when they have to fight a little for your time. They feel better. They love a challenge. So be a challenge. Okay, so tomorrow will be Words and Wisdom. We will have some quotes, and I try to give you a little bit of wisdom on every day with morsels of a thought. Okay, talk to you soon. Old Kinderhook.